Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Conor. Conor is from England, but he lives in Madrid, in Spain. So let's see what Conor has to say. Enjoy the interview. So hello Conor, how are you?
I'm good. How's it going? How's your Monday been?
Very well, yes. It's been a beautiful day. I think England, London, it's been amazing with the weather. I think it's great to be here for sure.
Yeah, it's actually warmer here than it was in Spain. Come back to this heat wave, so it's like a very nice welcome back to the UK, having 25 degrees today. I'm like,
Wow.
perfect, really.
So tell me where you're from, Conor.
So originally I'm from a very small town called Telford, more sheep than people. It's kind of between Wales and Birmingham, but sort of the middle of nowhere at the same time. How about you?
Say, yes, so I'm originally from Brazil, but I've been living in London for most of my life. I lived in Portugal before as well, so I've been living in England for a long time. London is home for me now.
Yeah. London's amazing as well. I always have a great time every time I visit there. I've not
Yes,
been for a few years, but London's one of those cities that you can just go to again and again and always have a great time.
totally. So tell me something interesting about the city where you live right now.
So, well, for me, actually, although I'm from Telford, I moved to Spain 10 years
Mhm.
ago. I moved to Madrid initially
Wow.
because I felt like it wasn't with much planning, but I moved very much seeking a free gay life. And I found in Madrid, I could have that experience that I was missing in the UK. And so I went to Madrid Pride 2016, got a teaching job a few weeks later, packed up and moved to Spain. And then I've been there ever since. I'm just back home at the moment because I'm saving to move to a new apartment and it's so expensive with cost of living. So I'm back in England for a few weeks, but I've been living in Spain for more or less a decade now. It's gone really fast.
Oh, wow. And why Madrid?
Madrid for me was just the first city. I can't explain it. It just felt like home in the sense that I could be openly queer. I felt safe. I felt like being myself came without risk. And there was a quest of authenticity that I found myself on in that city that maybe I was seeking that I couldn't explore back home here in my town. And the sun helps. And yeah, I think once I moved there, kind of the magic of the city just pulled me in.
Amazing. And what do you do for work for a living, Conor?
So at the moment, I work in marketing for a travel company. They work with the US market, but I'm trying to get into queer travel myself. I've started doing my own content, kind of documenting destinations, short form content as well, because I think there needs to be more of it out there in the short form. We see a lot of long vlogs, but it's still difficult. If you're going on holiday, say to Berlin, you want to know the best gay hotels or the best gay bars. You have to go through lots of websites, lots of YouTube videos. I want to make it so it's all in one place and people
Amazing.
just have these reels and videos that showcase the best queer spots in the city. So, very busy time at the moment.
That's amazing. Of course, when I was checking your profile on TikTok and I could see some videos, I could see some you were exploring some parts in the gay scene. I think, as you said, it's amazing because you can put everything in one, big video in one,
Yeah.
vlog, and people they have access to it, and people feel more familiar, and it's make easier a little bit easier their
Yeah.
travel, their visits for sure. It's a great idea. I like it. That's amazing.
Yeah, definitely. But how about you? What do you get up to in your free time?
So travel. I love travel. I love cinema. I love to be active. I think
Yeah.
exploring new experiences, and of course, the Magic Box takes me, a lot of my time as well. It's a
Yeah.
passion.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah,
Okay,
good
Connor.
one.
So during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your life and also about your journey so far. Okay? Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yeah, it sounds great to me.
Amazing. Welcome to William in the magic box. So I have here my best friend. Full of wonderful questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna play a song just for us to relax before the first question. Okay?
Sounds good. Yeah, perfect.
Let's do it. Okay, so before we start the game, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, don't want to talk about, always can change. Okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Amazing. Right, first question is, do you consider yourself to be more of a dog or a cat person? And if you could be an animal, which one that would be and why?
Cats, definitely. I've got 3 cats, and so I've always been a cat lover. I love dogs too, but my cats are my life. They're my babies. And I think in terms of an animal, I don't know. I feel like for me, any animal that just has it easy, because I'm a pretty relaxed person. So sounds terrible, but like a sloth, just sleeping through life. I feel like I aspire to be something like that, to have that much peace in my life that I can just sleep and be that relaxed about the day.
Tell me the name of your 3 cats.
So I got Charlie, who's the youngest, Oscar, who is the middle cat, and then Daisy, who is the oldest. So all 3 of them were cats that I saved as well. So the beauties, even though they don't get along with each other, they get along well with me, which is always good.
Oh, so how they came into your life because you literally saved them from other environments.
Yeah, so I've always been very big into animal lover myself, and so I guess, wanted some companionship in that way. And I've always had some sort of pet through my life ever since a kid, whether it was a rabbit or hamsters. But having cats is just different because they want you, but at the same time, they have their own life. They've got their own independence. So it's
Yeah.
like having 3 kids, but they're already teenagers. And so they just want you in key moments.
So far, what has been the most meaningful lesson you've learned from your cats?
I think most meaningful, just how much love you can get from an animal. Like, seriously, the bond that I have is very different with the 3 of them because they've got 3 very distinctly different personalities. But there's so much love, and anyone that says, animals can't have emotion the same, has not had pets the way I have, because these 3 babies are the world to me, and they bring so much joy into my life. They are the sweetest, as crazy as they can be.
Oh, sweet. And they're from England or they're from Spain?
No, from England. So I see them on and off when I'm back in England, and they stay at my mom's house. But I wish I could have them in Spain as well. I think they'd enjoy the sunshine.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Next question. Let's do it. Okay, next question is, how do you make friends?
For me, I think the most important way to make friends is to really focus on community building. So for me, I make a lot of my friendships online because of my ADHD and social anxiety. So it's more comfortable for me to reach out to other queer people through LinkedIn groups, for example, and maybe go to meetup events and arrange through that. A lot of it is through social media, and I hate that I'm that person that makes friends through social media first, typically. But for me, that's something that's been more comfortable. I'm not someone that's ever been comfortable with approaching someone in real life that finds it easy to make friends in a work situation or go up to someone in a nightclub, whatever it is. My friends are very much friends that I've had in my life for a long time, or I've met through LinkedIn, online, doing podcasts, whatever it is. So yeah, it's kind of different, I guess, to a lot of the typical ways of making friends, but it works for me.
Wow. And which person in your life right now you feel more connected with or more close to?
Right now, my two best friends, Pat and Jess. I'm incredibly close to both of them because we can have our therapy sessions every day. We send each other long voice notes, and it works for the three of us as well because not every friend wants the voice notes, but we all love the voice notes. So we're always communicating that way every day. And although we're in different spaces, like Pat's in the mountains in Spain, Jess is in Barcelona, I'm between Madrid and the UK, we still find a way to speak every day. So the friendship feels very strong with both of them. And they are my two go tos that whatever's happening in life, I know I can count on them. There's no judgment and vice versa. And so, yeah, the friendship with them is very important to me.
Do they know about this interview we're doing right now?
I'll have to send it to them because they definitely watch.
Okay, so both of them, they're watching this interview right now, and you have a moment, an opportunity to send them a message. What would you say?
I would say to them, we need to arrange a vacation ASAP with a lot of tequila and a lot of mess.
Sweet, very
I
sweet.
know
And
they
they're,
need it.
and they're English or they're from Spain? They're Spanish.
No, what Pat's from Canada and Jess is from Ireland.
Oh my God, amazing.
Yeah.
Then my regards to them, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, so it's yeah, great friendship with both of them. They're both very different personalities, but I'm very close with both of them.
Beautiful. Next question. Okay, so before the next question, you briefly already talk a little bit more about this idea that you have social media, which is very interesting about, guiding people, the LGBTQ plus community. So my question for you is, tell me when the idea came along, when you decided to somehow start this beautiful journey.
Do you mean with social media or sort of
Yeah,
my
so,
So
social
in
media.
terms of with social media, initially it was a year ago, I did a podcast for a year that I don't do anymore. It was called The Queerness Diaries. And with that podcast, I would meet a guest every week, and it was going into their life story. What's in your queerness diary? Tell me about all the chapters that have shaped your life, all the wonderful stories, and the good, the bad, and the ugly. Very emotional conversations with meeting a different person each week. And so I did that for a year on YouTube, and it was very good as well for my own mental health because we had very real conversations. But my passion has always been in travel, and because I've been working in travel as well, I just reached the point this year where it wasn't happening for me in work in the sense of getting new opportunities in the queer space. So I knew I had to make space for myself. I knew I had to make the channel, make the logo, film the content. It's a lot to do on your own at first. It's a lot of hats to wear all at once, but because I enjoy it, I'm managing to make it work, and it's exciting for me in the future because, especially for our community right now, everything going on in the world, we want vacations that we can look forward to, but we want to know the tips. We want to feel safe. We want to know the guides, the places to go, what has changed. Places that might have been safe 3 or 4 years ago might not be so safe nowadays. So it's all those different things is what I want to be focusing on. And I think it's very helpful for the community because we need to travel. We're exhausted after the last few years, the pandemic, everything that happened with the election in the US, the UK drama that's happened in April. Everyone kind of needs the community to lean on each other, and making memories through travel and visiting new places is so important. So for me, working on that in social media brings me a lot of joy because I know it's bringing helpful advice to people that are seeking it, but maybe they're not sure exactly what they're seeking when they're looking for the information.
Love it. Amazing. Next question is, what does family mean to you?
For me, family means to me honesty, integrity, respect. It's always just been me, my mom, and my sister. Although I have a father, we never had a relationship. We were never close. He never accepted my sexuality. He always disliked the family. And that sounds like a strange thing to say, but he is apart from us and has no relationship with me, with my mom, with my sister. And since he's been gone, instead, me, my mom, my sister became very close. We were close before, but we're really close now because we get to be completely us. We get to be authentic. There's no secrets. They fully accept me and I fully accept them. And I think to have that relationship with your family is so important. And it's something that I know I'm very privileged to have. So it might be a smaller family than many are used to, but it's a stronger family as a unit of three.
Wow, I love that. I think, when you find yourself in a situation where, some people, they just leave, and you stay more close to the others, and that's when you find the real connection sometimes.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely for us.
It can be sad sometimes, but at the same time as well, it's necessary. And sometimes the only way, to go through. That's how I see it as well.
Yeah, definitely. And we have such a great bond. Like, we talk all the time. It works for us.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. You like dancing, Conor?
I'm not really a dancer. I'm the person at the bar that stands and watches everyone else.
Next question is, what's the biggest difference between you and your best friends?
What's that difference?
Difference, yeah.
The biggest difference, I would say that all of my friends are very outgoing, but in the sense of confidently outgoing in a chilled sense. Whilst for me, I'm an introvert that maybe presents myself as an extrovert. I actually don't like being around a lot of people. I'm quite happy to be at home in bed watching Real Housewives with the cats. And I'm very much a shy person. I don't really like meeting new people. And it sounds strange. It's like, no. But I'm very much an introvert that has the personality that comes across as being the exact opposite in a sense. But internally, I'm happiest just being in my room, watching some trash TV with the cats and maybe a hot chocolate.
Saying that, what's the biggest joy of being you? What do you like the most about being Conor?
I think for me, the biggest joy that I've found is there's so much that I've been able to learn about myself since I stopped caring what people think about me. I used to care so much. Everything in your 20s is about the outfit, how you look, meeting the right guy, getting the right job, the career path. All these things were so important to me and they used to cause me so much stress. The thought of aging, loneliness, all these different anxieties. The feeling of enoughness was something that I struggled with. And what I found lately is I don't care. And that's a very nice feeling to have. The fact that I'm at a place of peace in the sense of saying I don't care, in that it's no longer a stressor in my life. I'm comfortable to kind of just go with whatever direction life takes me and not have the pressure of all the expectations that society puts on us, family puts on us, the community can put on us, and we put on ourselves. Just let all of that go and just see what comes out of life. That's been very rewarding for me because it's opened many doors and it's helped me to be a lot more present in my life.
Wow. What's your star sign astrology?
In star sign, a Cancer, but almost Leo because I'm like 21st July.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. 3 questions left. Let's do it. Okay, before the next question, let's see that I'm coming to Madrid. I've been to Madrid before, but let's see, people, if you're in the part of the LGBTQ plus community, tell me 3 top favorite places in Madrid in the gay scene that you recommend the most for people they need to visit for one reason or another.
So for Madrid, it's such a melting pot. There's so many moving parts and things going on in the city. The main neighborhood is Chueca. So I lived there for many years. And Chueca is where you'll find the famous plaza where all the gay bars are all around. It's kind of a great hanging out spot. There's a lot of places to drink, to eat with friends. It's a great meeting point. So that's my number one because it's the heart of the gay city and it's a perfect place. Like there's not, we have in the UK, you know, Canal Street and Soho in London, but with Madrid, it feels very much like a proper square neighborhood of just pure queerness, which is really great to have. So that's one thing that's great. Second, I would say, is Madrid has a really great party scene for gay nightlife. And what I like is occasionally you can go out on a Sunday to a tanga party or a churros party. There's two. And there's either one or the other. One Sunday there will be tanga party. The next the churros. And if you enter at say 6 p.m. on Sunday, it's free. So you don't even have to pay. You go home at 11 p.m. and maybe you have a bit of a hangover for work on Monday, but it's a great way to go out. I like to go out for free, and that's been one good thing about living in Madrid. The fact that on Sunday you can make this plan with your friends where you have a few drinks at the house, enjoy music with each other, then go to tanga party or churros party for a few hours for free in the evening, have a dance, and then you're home by 10, 11 and go to bed and start the week in a better mood than if you did nothing probably on a Sunday evening. So that I would say is second. And then third, I would say very important for me in Madrid has been kind of more unconventional way, but I used, because when I arrived in the city, I didn't know one person. I arrived completely clueless, no friends there, no idea what I was doing. So I used meetup apps, and there's a lot of queer groups, and they do events, whether it's hiking, reading clubs, you know, book clubs, cinema nights, whatever your hobbies are. And they have a lot of groups in Madrid that are very tailored to different hobbies. So you can meet other people from the community in that way. And I think it helps whether you live there or visiting to have that option, because it's such a queer and open city as it is, but there's so many different ways of meeting people, and you don't even need the apps, you know. I personally prefer it because of my social anxiety, but if you're a confident person, people are very approachable in bars. People are very friendly. People are happy to just dance with you in a club and become best friends overnight in Madrid. It's a very free, open and lively city.
Wow, I love the tips. I love it. I think it's amazing. And I can see how much you enjoy have those knowledge because, you know, it fits very well your work on social media because it's not just about doing it. You need to feel it. You need to know it. You need to be part of it. And I think that makes a difference for sure. And I can tell the way you explain everything, it makes all sense. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Great.
Madrid's very much, I think because I've had so many years there, it's just, it's the only place that's felt like home. Like you can have a hometown, but it cannot feel like home. Madrid for me, and because I've lived in Barcelona as well, Barcelona didn't feel like home. My hometown Telford doesn't feel like home, but Madrid is home for me instantly.
I see. Okay. Next question is, would you rather be invisible or be able to fly, and what would you do?
I would rather be invisible because then money would be no object. I could go and take as much as I wanted from every bank and never get found out, and no one would ever know. And I'd never have to work again, and I could just focus on travel. So that would be a perfect win for me.
Amazing. I love it. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Hey, Connor, next question is, what's the best and the worst of being yourself? You already answered about the best of being yourself before, and the opposite side. Tell me what's the Do you feel like something that, somehow you work on it, or somehow it's something that is there and you know it?
Yeah. For me, the worst and the thing I've been struggling with is because of my neurodiversity, finding out I had ADHD later in life and struggling with social anxiety, I didn't have a lot of the tools growing up to manage social situations in the best way. And so it's caused me a lot of permanent issues, not issues in life, but the way I approach relationships and friendships with a lot of caution, because I felt like through much of my 20s, it was very easy for people to take advantage of me. With my ADHD, I'd go all into friendships, all into relationships. And then if I feel like I'd lose them, it was the worst thing ever. And so for me, managing my mental health, it really suffered through the pandemic, my mental health, and it's become very important to learn better tools now because I know these things about myself. I'm aware of my anxiety, I'm aware of my ADHD, but there's no guidebook really. As much as doctors will give you advice and therapists and whatever, there's no guidebook for day-to-day life, different scenarios that fit your specific set of circumstances. So when you have, some sort of neurodiversity, there's a lot of moving parts that a neurotypical person maybe will not think about. But when we enter a room, it's going through our minds. So for me, that has been the hardest part, learning to navigate being neurodiverse and also gay and kind of turn off that inner critic. I've learned, as I was saying before, the peace recently to not care so much, but there was a time that it was all I cared about and focused way too much on.
Wow, it's so interesting saying that, Conor, and I understand your point. I think, sometimes when we have our own battles here, yeah, inside of, sometimes can be difficult. However, when you know it, when you realize it, when you accept it, it's halfway of the journey to improve or to learn, because you already know it. It's already there. You're conscious about it. So I totally understand. And I think if you take out of your shoulders, if you're more relaxed about it, even knowing that it's going to be there, it's there, it's part of us somehow.
Yeah, definitely. For me as well, I'm very much an open book these days. I wasn't in the past, but I'm not afraid to talk about mental health. I talk about it all the time on social media.
Amazing.
The good, the bad, the ugly. I'm not afraid to have the conversations with friends, with family. I think it's so important to break stigmas when it comes to mental health. And that comes sometimes by having the hard conversations, as difficult as they can be to approach. We have to have them. And it's Mental Health Awareness Week this week. So I encourage anyone that tunes in to really check in on themselves and check in on their friends.
Totally. And not just about that, it's about healing as well, ourselves, and helping others for sure. And break stigmas. That's the biggest part.
Yeah, 100%.
Last question. Ready?
Yes.
How do I say last question in Spanish?
My last question in Spanish.
No, how do I say last question in Spanish?
My Spanish is terrible, honestly. Doing it with a resaca is the worst for me to try and think of. Too late in the day for me to think in Spanish.
In Portuguese, we say última pergunta. In Portuguese.
Yeah, same in Spanish, pretty much.
Very similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But before the last question, what Spain or Madrid has taught you so far?
It's taught me about the relationship that you find with yourself as you go into different chapters. It can be very unpredictable. You think you're writing your own story, but there can be many characters that change the way the story goes and make it go in unexpected places. And some of those characters will bring great eras to your story. Some of them not so great. Some of them will last just for a page. Some of them could last for the rest of your life. But every interaction, every person we meet, whether we realize it or not, is having an impact on our life in some way. And so, what Madrid has taught me with my story is that my story was really only just beginning when I arrived there. I moved there at 25. I thought I'd already lived a lot, but really I hadn't lived at all. My story is still ever changing, and there's so many different directions and chapters for it to go in. And what I like is I don't know what's coming next. I really don't. Everything's kind of unpredictable, from the people to scenarios, and I kind of liked that because I was very busy in my 20s trying to determine how every word of the book would go, how every chapter would go, trying to write my story in such a way you can't. Life takes over and writes it for you. And so that's been very important lesson for me in terms of living in Madrid and my relationship with myself, I think.
Beautiful. Last question for you is, if you could spend the entire day with a family member, who that would be and why?
I think for me, family member, probably with my mom, just because we do a lot anyway when I'm in England, and we're pretty much the same person. So it's very easy for us to be around each other. We like the same things, we're at the same shops, we like the same TV shows, we'll watch The Real Housewives together. You know, I'll cook for her, she'll cook for me. We have a very close relationship because I think of the trauma of my father, who was not a great guy. Me and my mom are very close because she's had to be both of the parents, if that makes sense, for me and my sister. So we're very close in that sense. So any day with my mom is always a great day.
Oh, I can see her smiling right now after watching this interview.
Yeah, she will be.
Sweet.
She'll probably try, bless her.
Oh, sweet. Right, so on the end yet, let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words, just the one word that comes to your mind, quick thinking. Let's start with money.
Risk.
Fear.
Fear. Draining.
Okay. Love.
Unpredictable.
Life.
Curveballs.
Family.
Love.
Religion.
Chaos.
Sex.
Overrated.
Okay. Politics.
Exhausting.
Friendship.
I prefer for friendship. Authenticity. I think
Wow.
authenticity is so important for friendship.
Desire.
I think passion.
Regret.
Wasteful.
Success.
I'm trying to think of the word, but I don't know the word. Success. I would say for success, personal. Like, it doesn't have to be any personal success. Whatever's personal to you for success.
It's very personal for sure. Totally agree. One word for wish.
Stars.
Happiness.
Yes. Just being ambulant in general, like just joy, ambulance, you know.
Wow. One word for England.
Mess. Given recent events.
One word for Madrid.
Fantastic.
And the last one now, if you could define your TikTok page, yeah, the wandering gaze in one word, what that would be?
Fabulous.
Of course. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely mom for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, define Conor in one positive and one negative word only, what should say about you?
He would say my positive is very giving. Um, my negative is overly cautious, like not very trusting with people. It's a bad quality to have, but yeah, she would say I need to let people in more. And I would
Oh,
say the same about her, that she needs to as well.
interesting. Let's play now, Conor, in the magic box, and you can ask me a question. But before we ask the question, what's your favorite Spanish word?
Siesta, because I enjoy them a lot. It's very nice to just have a lunchtime break and just have a sleep when it's 38 degrees in Madrid.
I had an interview with a lovely man from Madrid, actually. He's a teacher, but now he's living in Barcelona. And he was outdoors, like in such a great place. And we talk about siesta, and he was explaining about it as well. I thought, oh my God, it's so nice to have a siesta.
Yeah, it's so needed when the summer heat arrives as well.
Amazing. Can you ask me a question now, Conor?
Yeah, if you could have any person, alive or dead, to play you in a movie, who would it be and why?
Oh my God, what a great question. What a great question. Wow. You know what? I love movies, and I could tell so many actors that I really like it, that I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
However, I'm gonna say one now that I watched last weekend before I watched this movie called Sinner. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if you watch it, but I don't remember his name. He's an actor. He played twins. He was playing twins in the movie,
Okay.
and he was also playing in the Black Panther. He was playing the bad guy in Black Panther.
Oh,
I
cool.
I was watching the movie, and I loved the way he played both. He was playing both brothers, yeah, because he was playing a twin. And of course, he's sexy. He's good looking, beautiful man. But I
Yeah.
was so I enjoyed so much the way he was playing both characters, and
Yeah.
he really got my attention. I really loved the way he played both, and he did so well. And when you asked me the question, straight away he came to my mind. I think it was it's still very fresh for me, the movie in my head. And yeah, I would go for him this time because I was like, wow, this is beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. I'll have to watch that movie. I've not seen it actually.
I don't remember his name. I don't remember his name, but he's been in a few movies, and I love the Black Panther as well. He was there,
Yeah.
but this one, I was like, wow, who is this man come from? He's so handsome and so. But the way he played both twins was just stunning. I love the way he did. Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
go
It's
for
so
him.
cool.
I apologize, don't remember his name, but I will Google and I'll send you because he's was amazing. I was amazed about the movie, and he played a big impact. Not just the fact he was sexy, but just the way he played both brothers like twins. It was amazing
Yeah.
to watch for sure.
It's so
Great,
cool. Yeah.
good
I'll
question.
definitely have to watch it. Yeah. Remind me, and I'll definitely have to find that movie to check it out.
It's amazing. It's beautiful. Enjoy the interview, Conor.
Yes, it was great. I always love meeting people and getting to have these conversations. I think it's so important for community, for mental health as well, and to get content out there. I think it's really fantastic to collaborate with people. I'm very much always the type of person, if someone says, let's do something, I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Amazing. Thanks again. I think I would like to say thank you to you because you're very open about your some periods in your life and about mental health as well. And I think that's very inspiring because sometimes we never know who's watching this interview right now, and sometimes people just listen to others. You know what I mean? Like being open about it and again break stigmas, as you said before. I think it's amazing, very inspiring. So thanks again for being so open, for taking the time. I know you just came back from holidays and you still kind of adjust yourself and you made time for the interview. So I appreciate your time for sure. Thank you.
No, honestly, it was great. I really enjoyed it. I had such a great time, and I enjoy talking about mental health and being open. So for me, it was really fun to do.
Thank you. Before we go, Connor, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
For me, most important positive message right now is don't give someone else the power of having the pen to your story. By that I mean you're in charge of your life and your chapters. And right now, there's a lot of people in the world that are trying with our community to erase us, make us less shiny, make us less glamorous, make us less of us, because they could never be us. They could never be this fabulous. They could never be this great. They want to make our stories smaller, but they can never. So don't let them. You're in charge of your pen, your story, and making a story worth remembering as well. Don't let it be diminished by some ignorant people out there in the world that would never read one page of it anyway. So that advice, I would say, is very important.
Very well said as well. And just adding to that, it feels great being gay. It feels great being part of LGBTQ plus community. It's a gift, being part of it. I had a lovely interview with a lovely lady here. Her son was on the show before, and she, and she participated in the show, and she said something so beautiful. She said, William, I think every mom should have a gay son because it's a gift. It's something that, she said she's a better person because of that. She's a person, she feels that. It was so beautiful to hear that from a mom's side. And I felt so happy for her to be sharing that. And I think to myself, imagine if every parenting, they had the same mindset of her. Imagine how amazing it would be.
Yeah, so that's so beautiful. I think
beautiful.
That's such an inspiring relationship as well. I think that everyone would want to have with a parent.
Totally. And I was also watching a Brazilian interview the other day with a trans woman, and she said, when a gay guy have their mom never gonna die alone because they always gonna be by their sides. That's something for sure. They never 100%. Die alone because we have this caring heart that's it's part of us somehow. That's why it's a gift, because it's somehow your heart is melting and your mom always gonna be there for us. We're never gonna let her die alone. That was very beautiful when she said that.
That is so true. It's such an important statement too, but it's really true. So the authenticity, of the relationships.
Amazing. Thanks again. Regards to your mom, to your family and your friends, and keep in touch. It was a pleasure having you on the show. Okay, have a good night.
You too. Have a good evening and speak soon.
Take care. Bye-bye. Take care.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.